With its 750 rounds per minute base rate of fire, the M5A3 is very strong in shorter ranges, but with a harsh damage falloff compared to other rifles, it is less than stellar in longer ones. If you prefer engaging enemies from medium to long ranges, consider using other ARs. But if you have an aggressive playstyle and mostly keep your engagements within around 30 meters or so, it just might be the best rifle for you. That said, I'll be going over the attachments that you can unlock and what I think are worth equipping. For underbarrel attachments, you have a choice between a handful of grips, a bipod, a laser sight, 3 launchers, and an underbarrel shotgun. For the grips, it boils down to, do you tend to move while shooting or do you stand still? If you move a lot, go for the BCG Light or Rattlesnake grip, as they increase your accuracy when moving but decrease it when standing still. If you prefer to stop and shoot, go for the LWG or the Cobra grip, as they increase accuracy when standing still but decrease it when moving. The laser sight increases your hipfire accuracy, but enemies can see your laser and that can possibly get you killed. The launchers come in 3 flavors: high explosive, smoke, and incendiary. The extra utility is nice, but in my opinion not enough to sacrifice ADS speed and lose the accuracy bonus of a grip. The same goes for the underbarrel shotgun. I recommend just sticking with the grips. For ammo, you start off with just the 30 round standard magazine, but can later on unlock high power rounds, subsonic rounds, armor piercing, close combat rounds, and an extended standard rounds mag. High power rounds increase range, but between decreasing the rate of fire and having only 20 rounds per mag, it's hard to recommend. Subsonic rounds remove your tracers, reduce muzzle flash, and lower weapon firing volume. However, a suppressor can already do 2 out of those 3, reduce muzzle flash and lower firing volume, without having to sacrifice rate of fire, making subsonic rounds also hard to recommend. Armor piercing is honestly not even worth mentioning, as it decreases your damage against infantry, decreases reload speed, and only has 20 rounds per mag. There are much more effective and efficient ways to deal with vehicles. Close combat rounds reduce range but further decrease the already low recoil of the M5A3, increase reload speed, can fit 35 rounds per mag, and bump up the rate of fire from the base 750 RPM to 800 rounds per minute. The extended standard mag has 40 rounds per mag. I recommend running extended standard mags for a good balance between range, ammo count, and rate of fire. But if you choose to fully commit to playing close range, close combat rounds are the way to go. The M5A3 has 6 barrel options: the starting one, suppressors, an extended barrel, a shortened barrel, muzzle brakes, and compensators. As far as I can tell, there is no difference between the different suppressors, muzzle brakes, and compensators save for their looks. The suppressors lower the volume of your weapon and prevent you from showing up on the minimap when firing, but reduce your range. Very good when flanking and when in the thick of a firefight, as it makes you harder to notice and your location harder to pinpoint. The extended barrel affects the range at which damage falloff begins, but lowers your rate of fire. That boost in range is not worth taking away from the greatest strength of the M5A3. The shortened barrel reduces your range but further increases your rate of fire. Sacrificing a bit of range for a higher rate of fire is not a bad move for this gun, as it performs quite poorly at longer ranges anyway. The muzzle brakes decrease vertical recoil but increase horizontal recoil. The M5A3's vertical recoil is very manageable, so running these is pointless. The compensators decrease horizontal recoil but increase vertical recoil. At the distances where the M5A3 shines, its horizontal recoil is insignificant enough that these attachments are rendered useless. I recommend running a suppressor or the shortened barrel as a primary, because reducing the effective range doesn't really matter when playing to the weapon's strengths. Optics are personal preference, but I think pairing high-powered optics with the M5A3 isn't all that great, since you'll want to always be within 30 meters of your target with this gun to maximize its potential. Personally, I prefer using holo sights and recommend the Fusion or the K8. Anyway, that's the M5A3. Will you be using the M5A3 as your main assault rifle? or were you already enjoying it prior to watching this video? Let me know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thanks for watching, hope you have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video.
Our forces are attacking Charlie 2. Stay back! I don't need a medic! Need help!
Reloading! One of our objectives is under attack. Target is down! Reloading! Reloading!
Our victory is imminent. Take the final objectives.
Tracking! Let go!